All right, shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
We the brothers from Great Millstone Atlanta Church come back at your spirit with another lesson. First and foremost, we want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kadash. Double honor to our elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, rule and teach well and peace, love, and salutation to the men out there pushing this word in truth and sincerity. I'm your brother Nathaniel.
Brother, I know.
And we want to touch on these UFOs or UAPs, that they calling them now. How you're starting to see these things more and more frequent. You're starting to see them every day, all across the world. There was just a video that was just posted where there was a V-shaped chariot up high up in the stratosphere, man. Just waiting and chilling. So, Esau knows. When he got his space force, he got that he's building, and ultimately he got the scriptures. So he knows what these celestial vessels are. All right. So he knows they're the chariot of the Lord. You got something you want to bring out?
Yeah, this is Zechariah chapter 5, verse 1. It says, "Then I turned and lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll. And he said unto me, What seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll, the length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits." So this was a chariot, all right, that was seen, all right. Verse 3, "Then said he unto me, This is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off, as on this side according to it, and everyone that sweareth shall be cut off, as on that side according to it." So like the brother was saying, Esau knows in these scriptures that these are not UFOs with green Martians from planet whatever. These are the angels of the Lord, and they're coming to bring judgment, namely to Esau, Edom, because Esau, like the brother was saying, he's got the Space Force. When Trump was in office, he created the Space Force. They know what's coming down the pipeline, man. The only people that know what's coming down the pipeline is our own people, and we have to report it to you that these are the chariots of God. Our people have a zeal, but not according to knowledge. So we're telling you that these are, matter of fact, your salvation at the end of the day. And before we start creating this lesson up, we were talking about it was a World Star hip hop video where this Jake saw chariots, and he's like, we gotta call the military, we gotta call the police, man, we gotta do something about this alien invasion. This is for your salvation, man. And this is what we're broadcasting to our people.
And you're absolutely right. This is our salvation. I'm sure it's like, Jake, this brother, the head brother Abba said it. I mean, the top brother Abba from GMS Kemp said the other day. He said, we're like a rat in a maze, and there's no exit to the maze. So the only way out this thing is up. Is up on the chariot. So the brother had mentioned that this is the curse that go off forth throughout the whole. Or you had any more?
Let me go to verse 4. This is Zechariah 5 and 4. "I will bring it forth, saith the Lord of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief." That's Esau, Edom, all right. "And into the house of him that sweareth falsely by my name, and it shall remain in the midst of this house, and shall consume it with the timber thereof and the stones thereof." So judgment is coming for Esau, man, because Esau stole this land from the Native Americans. All right, he brought the so-called Negroes, West Indians, and Haitians over here. He stole a man. There's consequences for stealing a man. I think there's a scripture in Exodus 21 and 16, I believe. All right, so he has to pay. All right, he thinks he's the head honcho with his technology, but the Lord gave him the ability to have this technology. So this devil is being caught up in a trick bag.
And just to go into those curses that go forth throughout the earth, this is Second Ezra, the 13th chapter. I'm going to start off at the 8th verse, and it says, "After this I beheld, and lo, all which were gathered together to subdue him were so afraid." And that's all the nations that are being gathered together to fight against Yahweh Shai. And it says, and yet there's fight, because the Lord, when they see these chariots crack them clouds and they see them coming in, they're gonna look up and they be like, "Oh shit." Like, what are we gonna do against that? But the Lord gonna put a spirit upon them to fight, because the Lord The Lord don't he don't want no coward, for lack of a better word, no pussy, trying to go to war with him. So the Lord put a spirit on him to go to war. Then it says, and lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand nor held sword nor any instrument of war. So he saw them coming at them with the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshai saw them coming at them with their tanks, with their jets, and all these different things, shooting their missiles and all that stuff. And the Lord didn't do nothing. He just like, oh, okay, blast them. Pretty much. He probably didn't say nothing. He probably just thought it, And it says, but only I saw that he sent out of his mouth. And it's talking about the chariot sent this out, okay? Because this is a figurative. And it says, and it had the blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. So, the Lord is going to send, fire, whirlwinds, all that stuff mixed together, and it's going to destroy Esau. It's 1 minute you're going to see Esau, next minute you're going to see ashes.
That's right.
And then it says, and fell. I'll start at verse 11 again. And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight. So that these multitudes, they were prepared to go to war, not even knowing what it is that they're going to war with. Oh, we're just going to fight this thing. This thing coming in and on a chariot out from another dimension or from outer space or wherever they're coming from. And we ain't got no type of technology. There was a reporter that said, this technology is 100 to 1,000 years ahead of us. So what are you going to do? And how can you make that type of assumption? How do you know how many years? I know in 1,000 years we're going to be able to do that. How do you know that? You don't know. So we're not saying that we're 1,000 years ahead, man. We're hundreds of thousands of years behind. We're hundreds of thousands of years behind those celestial beings, man. That be in those chariots. And it says, and they fell with violence upon the multitude, which was prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that a sudden of an innumerable multitude was nothing. Nothing was to be perceived. So there was nothing there. You had all of these people that were there one moment, and the next minute there's nobody there.
Yeah. Flawless victory.
Like one shot. And it says, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. So, hey, when all this shit happens, man, and these chariots come down and start blasting y'all like World of War type stuff, you ain't nothing but dust afterward. Hey, it is what it is, because we told y'all.
Yeah, because Hollywood, they had that movie Independence Day with Will Smith, and they made it seem like Will Smith was gonna be the hero of the day. He was just gonna pop an alien out of a chariot and beat the shit out of him. No, man, the scriptures already guaranteed the victory for the only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, and the myriad of his angels, man. And then Ronald Reagan addressed the United Nations in the 80s, and he said, well, what if we're under some basically an alien invasion? We have to stop fighting each other and fight this force in the heavens, man. So Esau been knowing, man.
Mm-hmm. Right? He just trying to paint a different scenario for the people. Mm-hmm. You got it, though.
This is Isaiah 63. Yeah, Isaiah 63 and 1. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. This is Yahweh Shai coming back when he makes his second return. And he's going to trample down these Edomites. And when it talks about glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength, that goes into these chariots, man. Mm-hmm. All right? Like the brother was saying, when the multitude of men are going to try to fight Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Shai is just going to think it, and it's going to, the flames are gonna come and burn these multitude of men, these nations, man. You know, it's gonna be nothing. You know, we probably won't have to be Yahushua. He won't even have to blink when he comes back, man, because he's already been guaranteed the victory, man. And Yahushua is ready to come down, man. He's ready. He's ready to get busy, man. But it's up to the Heavenly Father, because no man knows the time. Only the Father knows that time, when it's time for Yahushua to come back down here and get his vengeance, man, on those who pierced him, going back 2,000 years ago. That's it on that.
All right, Con, I got a quick precept. This is Psalms 104:3. It says, "Who layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters, who maketh the clouds his chariots, who walketh upon the wings of the wind." You know, those chariots, they're able to move through different things, and they like it on the clouds because they didn't have any other way to describe them back then. So they like it on the clouds, and a lot of times we see little formations that look like eerily like a chariot, a big one too. So hey, the Lord is he's gonna set everything up to destroy this place, and then throughout all the infighting that's going on, in the end he gonna come and blow this thing up.
Yeah.
All right.
Shoot, I got one right here. Now this is a consequence if you take the RFID chip. This is the mark of the beast. All right, Revelation 13 and 16. This is Revelation 14 and let me see 9. Starting at verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, "If any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb." So if you take that mark, all right, not the mark of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, but the MOB, all right, you're gonna be blasted by the intercontinental ballistic missiles and those laser beams coming off from those so-called UFOs, those chariots, man. So this ain't nothing to play with, man. The scriptures say the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. So we're being under surveillance 24 hours, 24/7, 365, as they say in the world. So this is a consequence, man. And the Heavenly Father is terrible, man. He's nothing to play with, man. He has a specific judgment for people who take that MOB, and it's going to be like that movie, not the new one, but the old War of the Worlds movie, man, where they were just blasting the shit out of people, man. That's what the chariots are going to be doing. It's going to be a zap, on you wicked people, man. All right?
There's gonna be a lot of y'all at a time too.
Yeah.
So you got anything else?
I got one more. This is Wisdom of Solomon 5. And now as we went into the consequence, all right, taking the MOB, those who didn't take it, this is what's gonna happen. Wisdom of Solomon 5 and let me see, 5 and 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no count of his labors. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all they look for. So these people that look down upon us and calls the guys with those skirts and these Negroes and Latinos, they cannot be the people of God, man. They're gonna be looking strange, man, when they see so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and even you Hebrew Israelites that don't make it. You're gonna be looking funny because you're gonna see men that look like Edomites and look like Moabites getting beamed up, and your black ass still gonna be here, man. Mm-hmm. So it goes both ways, man. The chariots that come to bring destruction, and at the same time they come to bring deliverance to the elect of the nation of Israel.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what's gonna happen, man. They're gonna bring deliverance to the elect of Israel, and Lord willing, we'll be at that number, and we can stay in this thing to the end. So, you got anything else?
That's it.
All right. So with that, we're gonna end it off by giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kadash. Double honors to our elder and apostle, great Wilson. Until next time, I give shalom.
Shalom.